Hi everybody, welcome to my video on order of operations. Okay, today's gonna be kind of a quick lesson, kind of reviewing things you've probably talked about before. We're gonna go back and make sure we're all on the same page and kind of knock out any kinks you might have. So let's start off by, we talked about algebraic expressions in the last lesson. Okay, today we're going to evaluate some algebraic expressions. All right, evaluate just means to kind of find the value of. Okay, so let's evaluate the following algebraic expression. Let's do 2 plus 3 times 4 minus, in parentheses, 6 plus 10 divided by 2 plus 10. Okay, and it's really important we're having those parentheses there. We'll see why later. Now, this is a pretty big algebraic expression, and we're trying to find the value of it. We might not really know where to start. Okay, and your first instinct, okay, just like with reading, it might be to go from left to right. Okay, so let's try that. Let's see what happens. Okay, well, let's go from left to right. If we start from the left, we're going to do 2 plus 3 first, and get 5. Okay, so you have 5 times 4 minus 6 plus 10 divided by 2 plus 10. Okay, well, next step be multiplication, right? 5 times 4 should be 20. So we have 20 minus, I'm just copying down the rest of my expression. Okay, now we have 20 minus 6, which is 14. Plus 10 divided by 2 plus 10. Let's go to blue again. Again, going from left to right, 14 plus 10 is 24. Yeah, divided by 2 plus 10. So 2 more operators left. 24 divided by 2, which is 12. And we have plus 10. And lastly, 12 plus 10, we get 22. Okay, sorry, that's a funky looking 2's. 22. Now I'll come out and say that this is not correct. Okay, if we evaluate this correctly, we do not get 22. And I might be saying, well, we did do it correct. We did the arithmetic correct, right? 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, yes, we did all that correct. But the order in which we did this is not correct. Okay, this 22 is not correct. We did not follow what's called the order of operations. Okay? The order of operations, quickly write this down, the order of operations. Okay, it's a certain way that long time ago, okay, we established this order of operations to kind of say, hey, let's make sure we're all doing math the same way, right? What way is that? Well, let's start it out with the step, the operation that you need to do first, always, which is parentheses. Make sure I spelled that right. Parentheses, yes. Okay. In parentheses, we had that in the last example there, right? It's your parentheses, it groups things together. Okay, another way to group things is with brackets. We also have these nice curly brackets. Okay, after parentheses, the next operation you should do is exponents. After exponents, we have multiplication. And anytime we're kind of thinking multiplication, you're usually thinking division as well. And it's important you think about those two together because they're actually kind of on the same level, and that'll make more sense here in a second. But then after multiplication and division, we have addition and subtraction. And those are also on the same level. Now I'm saying like on the same level, what do you mean by that? Okay, what I mean is if you think of this kind of like a tier list or just levels, Okay, starting from the top, this is the highest tier. This is what you always need to follow first. Parentheses. You always need to do what's inside parentheses or brackets, curly brackets first. Always comes first. Okay, once you take care of what's inside the parentheses, you then take care of exponents. This always comes second, if there are exponents. Okay, you work your way down, you get to the next level, which is multiplication and division, and yes, these are all on the same level. Okay, and we'll talk about if there's both multiplication and division, what do you do? And same with addition and subtraction. These are last, they're also on the same level, and we'll address what you do if there's a problem that has addition and subtraction. Which do you do first? Okay, so let's go back to our original expression here, and let's do it correctly this time. Let's do it with the order of operations, and let's see what we get. Okay. All right, so let's evaluate this expression the correct way this time. All right, let's do it with the order of operations, not just going from left to right. Okay, so again, remember, we're going to start with parentheses. Okay, so what's inside the parentheses here? Okay, we have 6 plus 10 divided by 2. Inside our parentheses, we need to actually follow the order of operations as well. Okay, so inside the parentheses, we have addition and division. What kind of comes first on our list? It's going to be division. Okay, so I'm rewriting the other parts. And we get to our first step, which is this 10 divided by 2 inside the parentheses. That's just going to give us 5. So we're adding 5. And our plus 10 on the end. Okay. Notice how I kept the parentheses here. It's important because we know we need to do parentheses first. Okay. Don't get rid of your parentheses until you've done all the operations inside the parentheses. Okay. So again, just rewriting. Now we have minus 6 plus 5, which is 11 plus 10. And again, notice how this time I did get rid of the parentheses. Okay, this is technically true. This is correct. Having this parentheses here, it's the same. Okay, but there's no operation going on inside this parentheses. We don't need it anymore. It's just the value 11. We can get rid of the parentheses. Okay, so we take care of parentheses. Next, we check for exponents. Are there any exponents? No. Okay. All right. Go for exponents. Next, it is multiplication, division. Remember, they're all on the same level. Okay, so we have to do both. But there is no division, there's just one multiplication step. So we have 2 plus 3 times 4, which is 12, minus 11, plus 10. Okay, looking at our expression at this point, notice how we just have addition and subtraction operations. Okay, from our last slide, we talked about how addition and subtraction are kind of on the same level. One's not more important than the other. And what that means is, if you have a problem that's just addition and subtraction at the end there, just go from left to right. Okay, so that means I'm going to do 2 plus 12, which is 14. 14 minus 11 is 3. 3 plus 10 is 13. And that is correct. Okay. We all follow the order of operations the same correct way. Anywhere, any person around the world that knows the order of operations will give you the same answer, 13. Okay. And it's really important when we're trying to calculate real world things. We gotta make sure we're all getting the same answer, right? Okay. Now, when I jump back to this slide, you might have noticed this big red PEMDAS, okay? And that's how we're going to remember what the order of operations is. Okay, remembering parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. It's a lot to fit inside here, right? If you just remember PEMDAS, okay, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, okay, you can remember it a lot easier. Okay, the opposite piece, the answer of parentheses, the E, the exponent, etc. Okay. We're going to now use that, okay, our PEMDAS, to evaluate this expression. Okay, 4 divided by 2 times 5 plus 1. Okay, so remember, we start with, are there any parentheses? Okay, or P. Are there any parentheses? Are there any grouping symbols, brackets? No. Okay, there's none of that. Next, we go to our E, our exponents. Are there any exponents here? No. Okay. Next, multiplication and division. Okay, notice how I have them underlined together. Okay. Yes, there is multiplication and there is division. There's both. Okay. Your first instinct might be, well, looks like the m comes first. We want to multiply first. Don't want to do that. Okay. If there's multiplication and division as your next step, just go from left to right. Okay. So that means we're going to go from left to right. We're going to do 4 divided by 2 first, which is just 2. Okay, and the rest of the, oh, that's a plus, sorry, plus 2 times 5 plus 1 now. Again, we're going to do our next operator, or next operation, which here would be multiplication. 2 times 5, 10, plus 1. Lastly, our last operation is to do 10 plus 1, and get 11. Okay, so a couple key things to take away. Again, remember your PEMDAs. Okay, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Remember, multiplication and division are on the same level, and addition and subtraction are on the same level. What does that mean? Okay, if you have a problem that has division and multiplication, that is your next step, your next operation you need to do. Okay, just go from left to right. Okay, same with addition. If you're at the point where it's just addition and subtraction left, go from left to right. Okay. All right, I think that should be all. That concludes today's video. Thanks for watching.